guys, it's Mag212 and I'm back with another Nerf modification. This is a modified Nerf Crossbolt with a couple of funny integrations, so I'm going to go over it really quickly. From here back is the Nerf N-Strike Elite Crossbolt, and then on the front I took one of my spare Rapidstrike barrels because I've been minimizing a lot of Rapidstrikes and I tend to keep these pieces, and since it was just scrap, I decided to epoxy it onto the crossbolt just to make it look pretty cool. And then on the bottom, I have a Longshot Bipod, which I also kept because I cut the bipod off of my last Longshot modification, and I glued that onto here, and now the bipod works so you can do some sniping with your super quiet string-powered blaster. I first use hot glue to adhere the Rapidstrike barrel onto the crossbolt, and then I have epoxy putty right there. You might not be able to see it, that is of course the goal. I sanded it down so it looks pretty good and it's pretty seamless. And then the bipod of course was integrated with a combination of crazy glue, and then I used hot glue on the inside to make it stable. Now I'll go over some of the modifications. One of the external modifications I did was cut down the bow arms. The bow arms on the crossbow are no longer here. I sawed them off with my hacksaw, and then I connected the elastic string, which I cut down to give me more power, and I drilled a hole into the bow arm and I tied a knot so that the string is still connected to the what's remaining of the bow arm, so I can still fire the gun. The knot right here is just holding the string on, so when I pull back, the string will still go back, and when I pull the trigger, it'll release the string. I think that's a really cool modification because it makes the profile of the blaster much slimmer, and it's kind of more like a rifle, kind of like the Raven. In addition to the string power upgrade and cutting down the bow arms, I also removed all of the mechanical locks, so the trigger is a little bit smoother, and I can fire when I don't have a magazine or a dart. That covers it internally. I did re-lubricate the sled a little bit, so it's very smooth to pull back and fire. And then in the back here, I bolted a piece of 1/2-inch PVC to the back of the crossbolt so that when I shoulder it, my shoulder doesn't accidentally hit the magazine release and inadvertently cause my clip to fall out. I just drilled 2 holes in the back right here, and then I have screws going into the crossbolt stock, and then I have some lock nuts on the inside holding it on so it's sturdy. And then of course I have a 10-round Demolisher banana magazine, which I taped the top off of because the orange goes well, but once you insert it, you can't see it, and I didn't want there to be any scraping of paint when I insert my magazine. I think this pretty much covers all the modifications I performed on the crossbolt, so now I'll go over this paint scheme. As I showed in my last crossbolt video, you can actually take the crossbolt apart into different pieces so you can paint them separately. These black parts everywhere are black vinyl dye, and the white parts are a Duplicolor Super White on top of the black vinyl dye. I used the vinyl dye as a primer, and then on some of the pieces I did the white. Everything here is the Duplicolor White except for on the handle. I used brush paint here. And then everywhere I have Citadel Troll Slayer orange details, and those look very good. They don't exactly match the stock orange parts, but they do go pretty well together. On top of the white and orange, I have a Citadel Abaddon black dry brushing, just to make it appear like it's worn, and I think it looks pretty cool on white paint jobs. Yeah, that's it, so I'll go do a firing demo and show you how it shoots. So the crossbolt's shooting really well. The FPS is pretty high for a string blaster. I really love it because it's really powerful, but it's also very quiet when you fire it. It may not be as satisfying to shoot because it doesn't sound like it shoots very hard, but the velocity is definitely very fast without a lot of sound output. I just really like this blaster overall. I really enjoyed doing this kind of funky integration, and I will be integrating Longshot Bipods into blasters in the future because I just really like how they look, and it's very fun to paint them. So that's the end of my video on my modified Nerf Crossbolt. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.